Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Gotta get money today for sure. Good morning, good morning. I'm sure you guys already understand the plan and what we're gonna be doing today. So everyone needs to have the lower level of the Bollinger Bands on your chart. Have that basically somewhere that you can see, because we're going to be bullish until we get a retest of that lower level. So what happens intraday is that the lower level of the Bollinger Band ends up falling lower intraday the longer it takes to hit that level. But what we're doing is, because we're opening outside of the lower level of the Bollinger Band on the daily chart, every single time that's happened, when we open outside of the lower band on the daily, we go and retest at least back to that lower level. So it becomes increasingly easy just to be bullish when we're opening this low, which is why we're gonna make money today. Because at a time right now when everyone is looking to become aggressively bearish, statistically it just becomes easy and very, very high likelihood to be bullish for a bounce back. Not necessarily for the whole day, not necessarily for too long, etc., but at least for a bounce back to the lower level of the Bollinger. Today also, I'm not really going to be trading intelligently in terms of having stop losses, etc., like we usually do. It's going to be much more aggressive. So keep that in mind. If you're new here, just watch. If you are unsure, then just watch. But essentially, we're going to be going long. The more we fall lower, the more calls I'm going to buy. This is not really a normal trading day. I don't want you guys to throw away your money, but I'm very excited. All right, right off the bat, I'm buying at the money IWM calls. No stop loss on these. I'm just scaling into them. No stop loss on anything right now. Do not trade today with money that you're not willing to lose 100%. But yeah, so this is not going to be a day where I'm going to be trading intelligently with stop losses. I'm waiting for good entries, blah, blah, blah. None of that. Not today. We are very, very outside of the lower bands on the daily. So currently we're at least 1% away from the bands on the daily. So that means we have, the longer it takes for us to retest, the bands are going to slowly fall lower. So I would say we have at least a 50%, or sorry, 0.4 to 0.5% green to the upside. So that would put us to at least 169.50. So we're basically have a almost a very high likelihood that we're going to get a bounce to at least 169.50. As you can see on the daily chart, we're very overextended to the downside. On the Bollinger Bands, on the IWM's daily chart. So just pray that we continue falling lower, essentially, so that we could buy more calls. And that's about it. That's all we're doing right now. Just literally all day, I'm going to be scaling into calls as we continue falling lower. This is not a day where I'm taking intelligent trades, where I have stop loss, where I have like, okay, I'm going to go long with a stop loss below this level. None of that. So please, guys, if you guys just want to watch, you might as well just do that. This is the IWM. We were short October 3rd, 380 puts. Now is not the time to go short. Now is the time to look for a dip buying opportunity, in my opinion, because we're very overextended to the downside. So as the price of the IWM, the SPY, the NASDAQ, everything continues to fall lower, the lower level of the Bollinger Band is also going to fall lower. So these increasingly give better buying opportunities. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get an aggressive amount of momentum to the downside. But if we do, that'd be great. I'll buy more. I'm currently buying into the 0 DTEs, but the safest play would obviously be something on Monday. But yeah, on days like this, intelligent stop losses, everything goes out the window. I am aggressively longing everything that we fall lower. So yeah. Should be very interesting. The NASDAQ already made a high of day. Yeah, I just bought some more. Continuing to buy at the money calls. So yeah, one of the times that this play ended up happening earlier on in the year, we didn't get a bounce until about like 12 or 1 p.m. So if you're going to be holding and if you're trading alongside with this trade, you can potentially be underwater or red on the trade for the next few hours. But every single time that this has happened this year in history, where we open outside of the daily level on the Bollinger Band, like this overextended to the downside, we've always at least came back and bounced to the lower level. So yes, days like this, you have to be patient. Days like this were also my biggest trading days of the year. What would be nice is if we could get another leg down, make everyone very, very bearish, and then rip it up. But we might not see a huge bounce in the early hours of the trading day. Yeah, you could take either way. The market is clearly very bearish, so you could still be taking puts as we break below levels of support. But it is very difficult for me to be bearish on a day when we are statistically proven to always bounce. The Fed speaks today at 2 p.m. Eastern. you aren't too convinced, you can always get something out a few weeks out. But at this point, it makes no sense to aggressively go short at a time when we've already made a huge cascading move to the downside. Yes, intraday we could continue falling lower, could be playing puts, could be making money on both sides easily. So usually what we know so far is generally when a setup like this happens, we were holding this level of support. We broke below with a wick, and now it looks like the wick is returning back in. So generally this is a very bullish move. So if this doesn't work, then that is going to be very, very bearish, and we should get a lot of cascading selling. That would be nice. We could get a better buying opportunity. Only buy into weakness. SPY is having trouble at VWAP and the 200 SMA on the minute. I am also liking some SPY calls, at the money SPY calls. I'm picking up some at the money SPY calls here as well. But we're only buying on weakness. The lower we fall, the higher, the crazier the bounce is going to be. I stream on Twitch, YouTube, everything, essentially. TikTok, Instagram. I'm gonna have to leave around 11 o'clock, but this should, I mean, I'm not sure if we're going to get a solid bounce before that because the Fed meeting happens at 2 o'clock. But I'm expecting the bounce to happen sometime before the Fed meeting. Potentially what could end up happening is we could rally into the end of the day and then sell off very hard afterward, after we've made a bounce. It might seem bad right now, but it looked bad every single time this has happened this year. And then we've bounced very, very hard. So if you guys are stressed out, then you're in with a little too much money. But the odds of us bouncing is very, very high. And I'm actually very, very happy that we have been continuing to fall because it gives us more money making opportunity. Doesn't work out, then it would be a statistical anomaly. if you guys want the macro chart of like when the Fed's speaking, different important news, etc., go to forexfactory.com. That's a really good site that shows like the schedule for all of the different macroeconomic news. So you see we have like a little green candle here. If you're trying to go along the trade that I'm doing, you don't want to buy when the candles are green. You want to buy when the candles are red. And when there's a lot of weakness. The reason why I entered into some SPY calls as well is because the IWM is underperforming, but the SPY and the NASDAQ are doing pretty well. So we're still going to get some good upside regardless. Yeah, I think one of the times this happened, we didn't get a bounce until like we didn't get a bounce maybe until like 12 to 1. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm buying at the money calls on the SPY and the IWM as we continue falling lower. Basically every leg down I'm averaging down a bit more. Target to the upside should be around 169 at least on the IWM. I'm just excited because we're about to get this on stream. The other few times we just had it in the Discord server, but now it's fun because it's being recorded. So ideally, we want this move to happen before Fed speaks. We don't want to hold too aggressively during his speech, but if we end up falling even lower today, that would have never happened before in history. So if we end up crashing tomorrow as well, tomorrow is a day to, if Monday we opened, and we are super red, and we've opened even further outside of the lower Bollinger Bands, then I'm gonna be very aggressively long. Is at 368. That's crazy. We were sitting at 395 a few days ago. But yeah, the only times to be bullish during bear markets is when we are very overextended to the downside. I'm not really sharing any scalps. All I'm sharing with you guys is just I'm buying into these dips at the money calls. But yeah, so to answer everyone's questions, I'm basically scaling into IWM and SPY calls at the money, expecting a bounce because we are very overextended to the downside on daily chart. And we are very algorithmically overextended to the downside on the Bollinger Bands as well. But yeah, so essentially today is not a day to today is not a safe day for like calls, right? I'm not entering in based off of levels. I don't have stop losses, nothing like that today. So don't take if you guys are new to trading. Don't take if you guys don't have money to lose essentially. But the more weakness we show, the way better odds that we end up getting a bounce. So it's really nice that we did not have a strong move earlier on in the day so far. I think the last time this happened, we ended up rallying straight out of open. We ended up rallying a bit, and then that obviously led to us closing. So we wicked above the Bollinger Band, and then we ended up closing outside of it again. So the fact that we're falling lower as the morning continues is a very good sign. If you want to take short, very simply, you could go short as we break below levels of support for more momentum trading to the downside. But as we make new lows, I'm continuing to scale in to IWM and SPY calls at the money. You can get them for today. You can get them for Monday. Monday would be the safest. But yeah. And also, I have to leave at 11. I'm going to try to keep it until 11:30. Hopefully we get a bounce until during that time, but it's not 100%. So even after leaving the stream, I'm still going to be holding on to the calls. Obviously. We can still probably get another 2 legs down. But yeah, at the moment the SPY is having trouble at the 10 SMA on the 1 minute. So the first step would be we need 2 closes above 10 simple moving average. Like I said, don't be entering on green candles. Not try to enter on any green candles. You should only be entering on weakness. So at the moment we wicked above the moving average, we closed below it on the SPY. But yeah. So essentially, the lower we go and the longer we take for a bounce, the absolute higher likelihood that we get at least a retest of high of day on everything. So the lower we are, the better opportunity it is to go long for a bounce because we're algorithmically overextended to the downside. The market is clearly very, very weak, right? I'm not denying the bearish momentum, but algorithmically we're very overextended to the downside. Algos are going to be looking for a bounce today. Mm, technically just got two closes above the SMA, but not really strong closes. We were right at the level, so it's not really what we want to see. We want to see strength. Personally, I want to see a lot of weakness, but for a bounce, we want to see two closes above the 10 simple moving average on the SPY with strength. The IWM is failing right at it. And the 10 SMA on the IWM coincides with the 20 exponential moving average as well. It's too late. Don't buy. You guys should not be buying. In my opinion, you guys should only be buying into weakness. But if you guys do want to enter for like scalps, for like intelligent scalp momentum plays, then sure. But if you're following my trade with, with buying into the weakness, you could just get faked out here and we could rip it back down. The safest bet down here right now would be basically getting into calls for Monday on the SPY and the IWM. All right, so you saw that we just got two closes above. We got multiple closes above the 10 simple moving average, and now we have retested the 50 simple moving average on the SPY. Initially, the VWAP and the 200 simple moving average were both acting as resistance. So let's see if we can get some more upside. But yeah, none of this really means anything. We can still get another leg down. So don't automatically start trying to go long. You should only be buying into weakness. You should not be trying to scalp along with. Well, you could scalp with the longs, but once again, I'm just gonna repeat it one last time. Do not on these big green candles, etc., do not get excited. Do not be like, wow, Hamid's right. All right, let me load into calls now. No, you have to buy it at weakness. Let's just crack lower already. Let's just stop playing games. Let's get a nice point and a half break below support. Let's break below everything so that we could get dips even better. But yeah, keep in mind, if you guys are watching, you guys were in the Discord, then just remember, on days like this, the buying seems very, very inorganic, because it is completely inorganic. It's purely, remember, it was just, these are just bounces that happen purely based off of us being very overextended to the downside. So one other statistic is that we've never not retested high of day, at least when this has happened. So not only have we retested high of day, we've also retested the lower level of the bands. That has not happened yet either. So there's two things that you could basically have as an upside target as we continue falling lower. You can have high of day as an upside target, and then obviously, of course, the lower level of the bands. But yeah, this brings in a bit more uncertainty because there's no clear-cut level of selling, etc., etc. It's a completely different way of trading. So yeah, you guys are already in, welcome. if you guys are already in on these trades, enjoy the ride, because you're gonna understand how this feels now, moving forward when it does happen again next month or the month after. This trade literally happens very, very often, and now you have firsthand experience of how it feels. Like, oh my god, we're continuing to fall lower, gut-wrenching pain, your stomach is hurting, we're making newer lows. Is this guy an idiot? What is he doing? But you'll see. And if I'm wrong, it would be the first time in history. That's why I'm very excited to stream it. Every other time this happened, it was just via Discord messages. Once again, another big green candle. Now is not the time to buy. You guys should have been buying as we made new lows. But yeah, guys, I'm like genuinely not worried. If you, I just hope you guys aren't like full porting. But yeah, you guys see how I normally trade. I'm buying SPY calls with this stop loss, etc., etc. But on days like this, it pays to throw it all out the window, because the upside opportunity when we are this overextended to the downside, when people are super, super bearish, has worked every single time. Basically, you need to have bullets in the chamber ready to go as we continue making newer lows. That's the only time you should be buying for today, as we make new lows. So the SPY is finally getting 2 closes above the 50 simple moving average. The NASDAQ is looking to get 3 closes above the simple moving average. Apple is at 150 resistance. But yeah, guys, none of this really means anything. I'm still waiting for a retest of high of day, and I'm still waiting for a retest of the lower B bands. I'll be right back. If the SPY can break above VWAP and hold VWAP, that would be great. But right now we can see that it's acting as resistance. 368.90. It was really, it was much chillier in the morning than usual. I wanted it would be really nice if I had a blanket, like some hot chocolate or like a coffee. Great, just hold, just watch. All right, let me look at the YouTube and Twitch chat. Wait, how many people are viewing now? Because the chats are moving pretty fast. 326 people. Nice. So all of all of the new people that are viewing right now, they're like, wow, this guy is a moron. Nice. So yeah, no, ideally, I don't want to. Ideally, we want this move to happen before the Fed meeting, obviously. That would be much safer. All right. Sure, why I can't though. Can't scroll higher up on the chat. Weird. I can't see all of the messages. I've been scaling into SPY and IWM calls as we make new lows. The safest calls would be calls expiring on Monday. But yeah, this is why you have more money to average down as it makes newer lows. If you guys remember, every time that I say this trade in the Discord, many people end up starting to feel a lot of stress, but they end up always working. That's completely normal. Seeing red on your portfolio, but it is what it is. If you guys were in my Discord server, you guys were a part of it and everything at the time when these trades happened, the move to the upside was very, very quick and it made no sense. So that's what I'm expecting again today. It's also unfortunately almost 11 o'clock. Yeah, it looks like we're just chopping around within this little area. Basically, we need to see the SPY. we need to see the SPY and the NASDAQ both break above VWAP and the 200 moving average on the 1 minute chart. But yeah, there's opportunity to scalp, especially if we could get a new leg lower. But the VWAP is also acting as clear resistance, so you could always take those scalps. But then as we make newer lows, I'm scaling into more calls. The targets to the upside are going to be, number one, going to be high of day. And then number 2, it's going to be the lower level of the Bollinger Band. Hopefully we get this bounce on stream. Everyone can be happy together in the chat. But it's fun. We've basically been in this position 4 times this year, and every single time it's played out, like I said. Whether you guys took it the prior 4 times or not, every single time I've said it, it has worked. So I would not be sharing something with you guys unless I was confident. NASDAQ is still retesting VWAP. The 200 SMA on the NASDAQ is 276.30. So we need a nice close above that level, basically 276.40. And then things should get interesting, but basically you could use this level as a short. You can go short here. We've been acting as resistance here this whole time. But overall, I am bullish. I'm going to be buying dips. In history, we have never not gotten a retest of high of day when we open outside of the lower band. So the first 10-minute high that we make, so the first 10-minute high that we made today, right? And every other time in history, the first 10 minutes, the high of the first 10 minutes, if we end up falling much lower for the rest of the day, every single time we come back and retest that high. And then we come back and retest the lower level of the bands. Every time it makes a new low, basically with a lot of weakness, I'm scaling into more calls. yeah, whenever this happens, yeah, never. Almost 11 o'clock. Only buy, only buy into weakness. This setup was very similar to Eid. I think one of the it was a Muslim holiday, and this same exact setup happened on that Muslim holiday. I think. I remember this was one of the last times that this happened, and I remember everyone was very stressed out, eating because like on I think it was the Muslim holiday after Ramadan ended. So I think it was like the first time we were allowed to have food during the day because normally we were fasting during the day. The last time, one of the last times this happened, everyone was stressed out eating the food during the day. And then later on in the day, we got a huge rally to the upside, which made the holiday that much better. But that took a while. So unfortunately, we didn't get this bounce by 11 a.m. But once again, guys, historical anomaly if this doesn't um, get a bounce. And it is what it is. You're not hoping for historical anomalies to happen. You're expecting them not to happen. So when I'm telling you it's truly a historical anomaly, if we were not to bounce, that is the case. So we see that the NASDAQ is trying to break above 276.40. So we're wicking at its 200 moving average. We need two solid closes above 276.40. Oh crap. Let me read the chat. I like you, Hamid, but this play is inflicting pain. Yeah. It's not a normal day of trading. There's no stop losses or anything that I'm adhering to. I'm just aggressively buying, not aggressively, but I'm getting into longs as I'm aggressively bullish today, but I'm getting into longs as we continue making newer lows. Ace QQ. Some of us are going all in. Brother. The NASDAQ is wicking at the 200 SMA. Still showing it acting as resistance. Yeah, I lat trade every day. I love spamming that like button. So good for my ADD. Yeah, thank you. SPY has no structure here. It's in no man's land. Anything can happen. Just looked at history of open outside of Bollinger Bands. He is right. Yeah, unleashed online. That's what we're trading based off. Oh wow! Thank you for the roses. MMU 88. Thank you for the roses. Are you getting out today? Yes. I'm literally in the fetal position. But yeah, guys, usually I am very, very disciplined, as you know. I sell automatically, don't even think twice if we break below support. If we're in calls, we break below support and break below my stop loss, I automatically sell. But on days like this, completely different. But yeah, guys, we don't bet on statistical anomalies to happen. We bet against them. Yeah, guys, I would recommend I would recommend you guys look at the history of what happens when we are outside of the lower Bollinger Bands and when we open outside of the lower Bollinger Bands, what ends up happening. So it would give you guys some comfort if you guys are stressed out for something at the moment. 3 of the last 4 times this happened have been my really, really big trading days. So the 4th time it happened, we rallied as soon as the market opened. And it wasn't as big of a trading day because we didn't get this big pull down intraday. The last time this happened, we rallied straight off of the opening bell to the lower level of the bands. But this time is the same concept as what happened the first 3 times earlier. And yeah. So now, if this is the first time you guys are entering alongside, you guys now understand how it feels. But every single time we have bounced very aggressively. If we don't bounce very aggressively, then it is a statistical anomaly. But we've made a lot of money on this trade every single time it happens. That's why having a job, having more supplemental income, not full porting, allows you to act and think rationally. It does not look like we are going to get a substantial bounce. I have to leave soon, unfortunately. I would have wanted this bounce to happen while streaming, obviously. But yeah, guys, obviously, like, I'm down money as well. So this is clearly, like, I put my money where my mouth is. And I was red the first 3 times this happened as well. But I just kept on averaging down, and we had a freaking huge pop later on in the day. Yeah. Bro, you're usually pretty rational, but not today. Yeah. When things get this overly extended to the downside, I don't trade normally. I don't trade with stop losses. I don't have that stuff because we could already be making a lot of money scalping every day, whatever, making consistent gains with the day trades. But on days like this, when the odds are stacked in your favor to go long for a strong bounce with a very solid upside target, especially if you've done the research and you've looked at history, every single time you get a bounce. So that's why as we continued falling, I was saying that I'm going to be getting into more and more calls as we make new lows. And at the same time, guys, I'm live streaming this. I obviously do not want to be incorrect. So I'm only sharing trades with you guys that I have very high conviction in. So yeah. Yeah, 100% I'm leaving my trade on. I'm trying to squeeze in some more minutes, hoping that we can get some strength here while I'm on stream, but I have to leave at 11:30. Hopefully, we get a bounce before that. Down 1K right now. You should see how much I'm down. This is crazy. First time here, and I hope he's right. I'm down 60%. Oh my god. What a time. What a time for you to join in. Usually, I'm telling you, every single time. What a bad timing. I mean, no, this is actually like the best, highest quality trade you could probably get into, but you're just gonna feel a lot of pain in the short term. Jimmy, usually at this moment right now, I would be like, all right, I'm going long, SPY 375.50 as a stop loss. If we close below 375.50, I'm out. Next trade, next trade, next trade. But now, complete opposite. You came on the most degenerate stream ever. So this is funny. How much are you down? More than $1,000. So so everyone that's holding, right? It's normal to feel fear, especially when there's no clear cut level to close below. So you're just hoping that we're going to get a bounce, and it's completely rational to feel this way. But number one, regardless of whatever money we lose, it can easily just be right. It could be made within another week or two of day trading. Very, very simply. This week was very choppy with all of the macroeconomic news and everything like that. But moving forward, day trades are going to continue. We're still going to make a lot of money scalping. So you have to have the longer term picture in mind. Regardless of what money you're down right now, you have to be okay with losing it. Don't feel stressed. This actually has 100% chance that we're going to retest today's high. And it has equally 100% chance that we're going to retest the lower level of the bands. If we do not retest the lower level of the bands, then, and if we end up breaking down lower tomorrow, then it would be like a really, really amazing opportunity to go aggressively long. But just look back in history. Look at the Bollinger Bands put it on a daily time frame, look back in history to every single market crash, you're going to see that it comes back and retests intraday. If you can pull up the intraday data as well, you can see that it breaks above the high of day and it comes back and retests the lower level of the bands. I would not be sharing these trades with you guys, especially knowing how tight and how methodical and computerized essentially my trades are. I would not be sharing this stuff with you guys if I wasn't sure that it would work. But it is what it is. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. This would be the first time in history it doesn't. Are we going to be upset about it? A little bit, because we lost some money, but it is what it is. This was a stupid high success rate trade. So it is what it is. If this trade ends up losing, you just have to laugh it off, because history just went against us today when it didn't go against us the first 4 times this happened this year. You can check this happened 4 other times while we had the Discord server. Or not just the Discord server, I also shared an emergency YouTube video because we were down like 3 or 4% overnight and the SPY opened very aggressively outside of the lower V band. So every single time this has happened, guys, work. And as we continue making newer lows, continue scaling into I'm going to be continue scaling into calls. The safest calls would be getting into Monday. But yep. Oh, Rocky Roads, you're long as well. Nice. Congratulations. You're good. You're on the right side of the trade, my brother. Nice. I think this is the 1% day it does not work. It is what it is. It is what it is. We'll make up the money back from scalping. A Yegurist. Choose your words wisely. Look at the chart and you'll see what I'm talking about. I understand emotions will be running high, etc., but just try to look at the chart, look at history, understand why we're taking this trade. Buying into dips on the IWM and the SPY. As we continue making newer lows, expecting a retest of today's high of day, and expecting a retest of the lower level of the bands, lower level of the Bollinger Bands on the daily time frame. If you guys were in the Discord, you guys remember very clearly that I was saying the same exact thing. I'm aggressively long today. Every single dip, I'm buying. I don't care. The whole day, everyone was stressed out. Everyone was like, what is going on? I'm down so much on my portfolio. What's happening? And then what ended up happening? We ended up bouncing. The reason why I was sharing those trades with you before still stands true today. because historically we always end up bouncing. We've bounced while I shared this with you guys, and we've bounced prior in history as well. So it is what it is. You could also, the reason why I was holding on to Mondays was because the IV is much lower. So you could also be scaling into Mondays as well. Yeah, there's always a first. Yep, 100%. There's always a first. Be the first time I was wrong about this, and it is what it is. If I am wrong about this, oh well. I'll make sure to only, we're gonna go aggressively long again. If this happens next week and the same setup happens, if this doesn't work today, we're taking it again. Every single time this setup happens, I'm going to be going long, regardless. No, so the reason why we're getting into Monday contracts is because the implied volatility is lower for Monday, but I'm expecting a bounce for today. Yeah, I'm playing 0 DTE in Monday. The standard deviations and the periods are the normal. No, I got 0 DTE too. Rocky Roads, please, man. You're on the right side of the trade. Don't stress out. Everything is cool. Trust me. I mean, well, obviously you need to. I'm not your financial advisor. This is not financial advice. But every single time I've shared this, it's worked out. The longer it takes for us to bounce, the first 3 times this happened while we had the Discord, the longer it took for us to bounce, the more aggressive the bounce was. Except that one time, there was this one time where the SPY just opened very, very outside. Let me pull that out. Except on February 24th, where everybody was also just super aggressively bearish. Oh my god. If you guys pull up February 24th on your daily time frame on the SPY, you're going to see that we opened outside of the lower B band. And so look, February 24th, we rallied like crazy. But at that point, everyone was super bearish. I'm sure if you guys remember, everybody and their moms was super bearish. What ended up happening? We ended up rallying as soon as the market opened. But if you also look at January 22nd, we opened outside of the bands. January 24th, sorry. Look at January 24th, 2022. We opened outside of the bands. We ended up falling much lower intraday. And then what ended up happening? Every single freaking opportunity of falling lower. We opened at what? 432 we opened at. We fell much lower intraday all the way to 421. So if you were averaging into calls from 432 to 421, we ended up closing at 440. So off of the lows, that was a 19-point move to the upside. So things like this have been happening tons of times. We were already, I was telling you guys this. I'm not sure if we had the Discord open, but I'm pretty sure I shared on Twitter that I was going to be going aggressively long, etc., etc. It worked out. Every single time this has happened. Just look back in history. When things look the worst, when we're this overextended to the downside, statistically, we get a bounce intraday, man. So Stop stressing out. It is what it is. You guys should not be going full port. I don't know. But yeah. Damn, it's almost 11:30. The only reason why I wasn't begging the market to completely just like capitulate today was because I didn't want you guys to go through stress. I'm telling you guys, I promise you, I really, on days like this, I love seeing weakness because it's a dip buying opportunity. Once again, we're seeing some green candles. Now's not the time to get into the calls. You should have been getting into the calls as we were vomiting to the downside and making new lows. I'm only averaging in as we're making new lows. That's it. Not as we're bouncing. But yeah, man, this is a learning experience for everybody here, especially the guys that just this is their first trade and their first stream here. Congratulations. Can you at least play Pump It Up? All right, I'll play Pump It Up if Hmm. But yeah, guys, if you're feeling stressed out, makes sense to take a very nice deep breath. In through your nose. Hold it for a second or two. Out through your mouth. Do it again. In through your nose. Hold it. That's it. Relax. Got people doing breathing exercise, man. Please. Let's take it easy, everyone. If you guys were in the Discord, you guys know 100% that the play didn't work out as perfectly, right? But we did end up getting a bounce every single time. Doesn't happen. It is what it is. We'll scalp the the losses. You should only be entering into calls as we break new lows, in my opinion. I'm back. I passed out during the breathing exercise. I gotta bring Sadhguru in for one of these streams. Hey Derek, thank you for the roses. What platform do you recommend trading options on? I recommend TD Ameritrade or Interactive Brokers. I'm looking to start taking profits at high of day, and then around 370-ish, 370.5, like 371-ish on the SPY, and on the IWM high of day, and around 170-ish on the IWM. But yeah, guys, every single time this has happened before, it looked garbage. The market was consolidating at support. We made a few more legs down. I'm telling you guys, remember Eid. If you guys remember Eid, Muslim holiday, we were continuing to make new legs down after like 12:30. We still kept falling lower. And people continued to become very bearish. And then literally it just skyrocketed up. So there could be at least another 2 legs down. At that point, many people are going to be very, very hurt with their portfolio losses and everything like that. But I am going to average down as we continue making newer lows. History repeats itself until it doesn't. And this would be the first time that it doesn't. So it is what it is. Hamid staying past 11:30. I like irresponsible Hamid. Irresponsible Hamid comes out maybe once a month. But you have to be irresponsible when the odds are so highly stacked in our favor right now. You have to be a little bit irresponsible. It's worth taking a shot. I'm telling you guys, like on days like this, it's worth taking a shot because they don't come very often. And if they do come, you can literally just look at the history of what happens. They work out. The length on the Bollinger Bands is the normal. It's a normal length. I haven't changed anything. It's the standard settings. How does this become a job? By being responsible. By not doing what we're doing right now. Rocky. I'm 2 legs down. I am full port same day calls. This will destroy me. Why do you go full port every single day, Rocky? It's a good thing that you have a lot of money, but you shouldn't be going full port on. Weren't you full port yesterday? You want to be full port again today? Stop this. Stop this madness, Rocky. Please. I went full port because I lost it yesterday and I got a paycheck, bro. What are you doing? What the hell? Oh. New to the stream, can you explain your strategy a bit more as we wait for the expected move up? Thanks. Yes. So, all right. So essentially, if you look at the SPY, the QQQ, or the Russell, which is the IWM, on a daily time frame, and you put the Bollinger Bands on that daily time frame chart, you can see that every single time in history, when we open outside of the lower level of the Bollinger Band, every single time in history, we come back and retest the upper level. We come back and retest the lower level of the Bollinger Band that we opened outside of. So currently, the lower level of the band on the IWM is 170.33. Statistically, every single time in history, we come back and retest that level. To add to that, it is even more bullish that we have not broken above the day's high yet. So the longer it takes for us to even, because the day's high on the IWM is 169.19. The longer it takes for us to break the first 10 minutes high, the more aggressive the bounce is afterward. That has happened every single time in history. We have bounced basically to the lower level of the bands every single time in history. If this doesn't work out, then this would be a statistical anomaly. Usually every single day that I trade, we trade with literally 20, 30, 40 cent stop losses. I'm going long this, I have a stop loss below this. I'm going short here, I have a stop loss at here. As soon as we close above or below any of those stop losses, we're out of the trade. But today, because we are very overly extended to the downside, it makes sense for us to take stabs to the long side here without having the same stop losses and discipline, etc. Because the 4 times that this happened this year have been enormous trading opportunities, and the first 3 times that this happened were my biggest trading days. Also, I shared the same plays in the Discord server, but everyone, like, not everyone, obviously the people that followed along the plays made money, but a lot of people were still very, very bearish. Many people did not expect the bounce to happen at all because it makes sense. But I'm only sharing things with you guys that have statistically proven track records of success. Otherwise, we would be scalping like normal. We'd be scalping 20, 30, 40% plays, blah, blah, blah. But today is different. Disciplined Hamid is taking a vacation today. He came out and he's on a long vacation at the moment. Many people don't expect us to have new lows and bottoms, but here we are. No, I would disagree with that because we've been tracking. We went short. I think you're also new here, Reg. But we have been going short, and we've been playing the downside on this beautifully. But the only time to go long during a bear market is when we are this overextended to the downside. So it's a perfect opportunity to play a bounce. Otherwise, we wouldn't be playing bounces. We would be going short. Many people But yeah, expect maybe 2 more legs down at least. They want to create as much pain as possible. But as we continue making legs down, I'm going to continue averaging into calls. And once again, if it doesn't work out, then this would be a statistical anomaly. You have to use history as a gauge of what happens in the future. That's what ends up happening. At around this time, the first few times this happened, everyone was like, oh my god, my calls are burning. Or people just were on the sidelines because they did not understand why to take the trade. It's understandable. But the fact that this has happened already 4 times is 4 times while I was sharing it with you guys. It's happened multiple times in history. I would like to average in a bit more at 366.50 on the SPY, because the SPY is making newer lows. I want a nice strong capitulation. Okay. Buying some more here. Yeah, you guys don't understand. I want this down to like 360. But yeah, that's why it's important to have more bullets in the chamber to keep averaging down. But yeah, guys, I would not have shared this with you guys if I wasn't confident. And we made a lot of money the first few times this happened already. And there's a proven track record in history that this does work out. And if you guys remember, about like 30 minutes ago, while the SPY was bouncing and doing well, we were testing around VWAP around like 368. I was saying, guys, we could still get another 2 legs down, because this is literally what happened. This is literally almost the exact same thing that happened the first 2 of the times that this happened. We just continued falling lower and lower and lower, and then had a big bounce afterward. So the jump is at the least, historically, we at least get a retest of high of day. So the further away from high of day we are, the more odds that we get a bounce, and the bigger upside target that we have. So the first target, high of day. The second upside target, the lower level of the Bollinger Band on the daily. So yeah, you guys have to understand, usually I am very, very methodical, disciplined, but not on days like today. Issa, I'm down 30K. You averaged down too heavy. Oh, you didn't average down properly. You bought in too heavily at the tops. But yeah, I mean, don't worry too much. You should only be trading with money that you're willing to lose. But yeah, guys, I'm not really worried about this. All right. 8 minutes till 12 o'clock. We might get another leg down while I'm still on stream. Yeah, I stream daily. Hey, yes, stream every day from Monday through Friday. Generally, only until 11:30 Eastern. But today we were doing some breathing exercises with the group, and yeah, now we're nice and relaxed. So I stayed a bit longer. Are you selling before the meeting? No. I've been holding my piss this whole morning. Telling you guys, even the people that were in the in the Discord, you guys have seen this play out. You just have to control your emotions. On days when we're scalping normally with disciplined trading, we're gonna make up all of these losses. But today there's such a high likelihood chance that we bounce. Every single time in history that this has happened, we bounced. Even while I was sharing these trades with you guys in the Discord, not live streaming, but you guys got a feel of exactly what this was like before. So this is nothing new to you guys. But even then, every single time while I was sharing these trades with you in the Discord, at these lows when everything looked really, really weak, we always bounced. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, Ace QQQ is one of the guys who has been taking these trades. And yeah, I mean, he's one of the guys in the Discord that took every single trade of this that I said. Miss Michelle, I've taken them too. They work. Yeah. It is what it is, man. Shoot or shoot. You have to take these trades when they come. And you can't full port, and you have to be okay with the losses that you take. It's not that serious. Trading, you have to lose money. You have to risk money to make money. You can take 0 DTE and Monday expiration. USEC Bravo. How did you find out about this? So, I sort of don't really have a life. So when these setups and everything show up, you know, like I look for really high quality, high success rate trades, and this is one that has never failed. So if it fails today, like legitimately, this has never failed. It sounds very, very weird for me to say, blah blah blah, but it is what it is. Every single time this has happened in history, we end up getting a bounce. If we don't end up getting a bounce, today would be a statistical anomaly. Now, what everyone else is doing in terms of messing up their position sizes and not like going too heavy at the top, things like that, you need to have more money to average in as it falls lower. So the calls that we bought at the top should have been the lightest. You should not have been entering heavy at the open. As it falls lower and lower and lower, that's when you get in a bit heavier. That's how averaging down works. But yeah, I'm still not really worried or concerned. We should get a retest of high day, and then we should get at least a retest of the lower bands. This has never happened before that we don't get these levels retested. I'm telling you guys, if you guys look at the last times in history when this has happened, I'm telling you guys, the lower we fall, the better buying opportunities they are. It's gonna sound very weird, but I'm live streaming this to you guys. Like, I'm not over here. I'm not sharing random things with you guys hoping that they're right so I can make some like clickbaity videos and stuff like that. This is real life. Like, I've made a lot of money with this trade every single time this has happened this year. I've shared it with people in the chat. They've made money as well. So yeah, don't stress out too much, guys. If it goes up, probably just gonna break even. I mean, breaking even is better than not losing money. But yeah, man, I hope it works out regardless for you guys. But yeah, guys, this only works. This setup with the Bollinger Band, etc. This only works for. This has a like. It doesn't really work for illiquid stocks. It works perfectly on the SPY, the IWM, and the NASDAQ. Perfectly. Show the port live or they're lying pretty much. Yeah, guys, just everyone relax. Everybody relax. Just take it easy. Oh my god, it's 12:02. Damn it. All right, so I'm expecting another leg down. I'm expecting. I hope we continue legging down. To be honest, I'm gonna continue averaging down into calls. My upside targets are the high of day, the high of day on the SPY, and the lower level of the Bollinger Bands. And if this doesn't work, it's going to be the first time in history that it doesn't work. So I'm getting into 0 DTE and Monday expiration calls. Hopefully at 4 o'clock, everyone will be less stressed out. And you guys will see. But this is a high likelihood trade. I can't be on stream. That's the only issue. Please come back at 4 so we can type 1. We need irresponsible Hamid to stick around for these ones. Yeah. USEC. But yeah, guys, please, like, especially, it makes sense when you guys are down money to become emotional. But you cannot be trading You can't be emotional. You just have to control yourself. I would love to stay, but I can't. The Discord link is in the channel description. Commons baby mama coming over. My baby mama is the stock market, and she never leaves. Lower level of the Bollinger Band on the SPY is lower level of the Bollinger Band on the SPY is 370.9. Lower level of the Bollinger Band on IWM is 170. You can't bail on us after the setup / hype. I've been trying to leave for the past hour. I've been trying to leave since 11 o'clock. But yeah, guys, it's 12:05. I really have to leave. You guys already see how awesome we trade usually, right? But this is undisciplined Hamid. And on days like this, when we have statistics on our side, we have to take it. And this could be very similar to what happened on February 24th. January 24th. This could be very similar to what happened on January 24th, so keep that in mind. But yeah, just look at January 24th. What happened intraday? What happened on that day? The entire move down ended up reversing completely. We ended up having a very green day. So, oh my god. I want to type ones on live, bro. I wanted you guys to type ones as well. That would have been great, but I can't, unfortunately. But stayed live, I can't. Undisciplined Hamid wants to keep streaming. You are absolutely correct. But I can't. Yeah, guys. All right. I hope you guys have an amazing day. We're gonna hold on to these longs. I'm expecting a bounce back up. I'm gonna continue averaging down. This is a very high success rate trade. If it doesn't work out, once again, if this trade doesn't work out, this would be the first time in history. So, you're gonna be a part of history, regardless whether it works out or not. You guys are gonna be a part of history. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Let's see if we can get to 365. I'm gonna add to more calls. I'm gonna add more calls on the SPY if we head down to 365. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna be updating the Discord and whatnot when it's time to sell, etc. But yeah, guys, just make sure you guys are. I'm averaging down as we continue falling lower. My targets are high of day on the SPY and the lower level of the Bollinger Bands. All right, cool. And this, once again, you guys already know, if you guys have been watching me, I do not do this. But the only reason why I'm doing this is because there's such a high likelihood chance of it working. Now I'm just going to keep repeating myself. But yeah, guys, have an amazing Friday. We're going to have a really amazing day. There's a 100% chance that we're going to have an amazing day. So just keep that in mind. Not in this to be a part of history, in here to make money. Yeah, man. I hope everything works out. I hope everything works out for everybody. Yeah, man. Love you guys. Take care. I wish we would have bounced, but we didn't yet. Looks like we're going to end up bouncing later on. But I'm telling you guys, the more we fall, the more I'm going to average down into calls. Sounds very crazy, but it is what it is. It's, I mean, yeah, you got to take this straight. Anyway, take care. But yeah, if you, so look, just look at the statistics of what happens. So after this stream, I want everybody to go to tradingview.com, pull up the SPY, and add the Bollinger Band indicator. Scroll through every time in history where we opened outside of the lower Bollinger Band on the daily chart. You will see that we at least come back and test the upper band. At least intraday, we come back and test the upper band. Or we come back and test the lower band. Okay? On those days, if you could zoom in into the minute time frame on those days, you'll see that if at the beginning of the day, we end up just falling straight down like we did today, the lower we fall, the more aggressive the bounce is going to be. So I want everyone to just check that out after the stream. You guys will understand why I decided to do all of this, because we have statistics on our side, and it is what it is. All right. Hope you guys have an amazing day. And yeah, regardless, Monday is going to be another day. We're going to discipline Hamid is going to be back Monday. And yeah, hopefully, personally, I want this to drop down even more. But hopefully you guys, yeah, man, hopefully this works out for everybody. Don't stress. But yeah, take care. I'll see you guys later. Make sure you guys are following me on TikTok. Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you guys are following on Twitch as well. And